There are blessings attached to following God and His instructions, and in this year, 2022, the Lord is telling you to obey Him because He is a rewarder of those who diligently seek Him. Obedience is better than sacrifice. The only thing is, obedience most times is hard because it may mean leaving your will to follow God's will. It may require going where you don't want to go. It may even require you to do what you don't want to do. But all the same, it is in obedience that you find true fulfillment. Number 1. You will eat the good of the land. One of the blessings you'll receive by obeying God in 2022 is the blessing of eating the good of the land. The Bible in Isaiah 1 verse 19 clearly states that, quote, "If ye be willing and obedient, ye shall eat the good of the land." End quote. Obedience to goodwill brings good to you. Eating the good of the land simply means eating the best out of the land. It doesn't matter the destination or where you are right now, but if you believe you'll be obedient to God and His precepts, you will eat nothing but the best out of the land. The best out of the land may come to you through your job, family, relations, or business. Eating the good of the land means you get the best deals at your workplace. It means you get the best contracts and customers. So if you must eat the good of the land, you must learn to be obedient. As Christians, we must be obedient to God. God is faithful to keep His part. The only thing that remains is for us also to be able to keep our part. The Lord is a God of order and process. He's a God who will always follow the order of things, except on a few occasions. When He instructs us, He expects us to follow those instructions, because that will bring us good. Obedience generally is the willingness to do something even when it's not convenient or favorable. The Lord expects obedience from His children, and He rewards obedience. It is only the Lord that rewards service to Him, or rather obedience to Him. In 2022, God expects that we follow Him through and through, whether we understand where He's leading us to or not. In Psalm 23, verse 1-3, it says, quote, "A psalm of David, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for His name's sake." End quote. The Lord is a good shepherd, and He expects complete obedience from His sheep, because He knows where to lead you and me too. Number 2. God will set you high above all nations. Another blessing that comes with being obedient to God is found in Deuteronomy 28, verse 1-2 and 13 and 14. Indeed, if you diligently obey the Lord your God to carry out all His commands that I'm giving you today, then the Lord your God will set you high above all the nations of the earth. Moreover, all these blessings will come upon you in abundance, if you obey the Lord your God. The Lord your God will make you the head and not the tail, placing you above and not beneath. If you obey the commandments of the Lord your God that I'm giving you today to keep and observe, do not deviate from any of His commands that I'm giving you today, neither to the right nor the left, to follow and serve other gods. End quote. If you obey God, He will set you on high. Number 3. God will set you high above challenges. God will set you high above challenges and seemingly situations, high above lack and want and all forms of negativity that may arise in the year 2022. The Lord has already promised that if you obey, you shall be the head and not the tail. As a student or even an employee, the goal is to reach the top, to be an excellent staff of an excellent student. This can only be possible if you decide today to obey God no matter what may come your way. If you will keep your end, God is faithful to keep His end. As stated earlier, obedience is not just some words that are thrown in the air. Obedience requires intentionality. It requires conscious effort and works. And the most amazing part of this is the very fact that God is also willing to help you obey Him. The only thing that's required of you is to give Him your will and truly surrender unto Him. Everyone was once a child before he or she grows, and we are all children of the highest. One of the rich rewards of obedience is a long life. The Bible, speaking in Ephesians 6, verse 1-3, quote, "Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with a promise, so that it may go well with you and that you may enjoy long life on the earth." End quote. Everyone desires to live long and prosper, to fulfill destiny and replenish the earth like the Lord has told us in the beginning. We can see that the answer to a long life is obedience. And this is particular obedience to parents. And our parents are God's representatives here on earth. And so if you obey them, it's just like you're obeying God too. If you want to live long in good health and you want everything to go well with you, then you must be obedient. Obedience in itself is a sign that you love and honor God. A proof of love is seen in how much you honor and obey that which you claim to love. And if you love Jesus, then you must be obedient to Him and His words. Besides, this comes with a great reward and blessing. Number 4. God would protect you. Another blessing of following God in obedience is protection. The Lord will protect you and even your children. The sweetest part of this form of blessing is the very fact that the obedience of your parents can rub on you. I mean, you can enjoy the seed of obedience planted by your parents. There's a wonderful promise in Ecclesiastes 8 verse 5, quote, "Whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing, and a wise man's heart discern both time and judgment." End quote. Does that mean that nothing will go wrong if we obey God? It means that Romans 8 verse 28, quote, "And we know that all things work together for good unto them that love God, to them who are called according to His purpose," will be fulfilled in our experience. Sorrow, trials, and testings will come, but as they come, the Lord will always deliver us. Besides, we're not ignorant of the devil's vices, and so we'll stand our ground in obedience. The Lord knows who it is, so if you want your assurance of protection for you and your family, your sure way is Jesus Christ, not any form of diabolism which may endanger your life in the long run. The blessings of the Lord maketh rich and adds no sorrow to it. That is how the commandments of the Lord are not burdensome at all. He desires complete obedience from us, and in return, He will give us the desire of our heart. It is so comforting to know that God is not asking us to obey just for His pleasure, but it is for our own good. It's not just amazing that we have a God who's unconditionally in love with us. Number 5. God will heal you and give you good health. Also, a very important blessing that will come your way if you obey God is healing and health. The Bible, speaking in Exodus 23 verse 25, says, quote, "And ye shall serve the Lord your God, and He shall bless thy bread and thy water, and I will take sickness away from the midst of thee." End quote. We can put it this way. If you obey the Lord because obedience is service to God, that very God will take away sickness and disease from your midst. The Lord is very intentional about His children being sound and well. He said He wishes that above all things that you be in good health and prosper, even as your soul prospereth. So we all know that God is very concerned about our health. Besides, He bore our sickness and diseases, and He nailed everything to the cross. Be rest assured that when you obey God, your healing and health are guaranteed. The key word is obedience. Like Early states, obedience is far better than sacrifice. So this year, when the Lord asks you to go, what you will do is to go. When He asks you to stay, you stay, because it is in obedience you find true fulfillment. Naturally, people are more favorable to the individuals who hearken to their words. Imagine how the Lord feels whenever we obey Him. He hurriedly blesses us because it gives Him the joy to see that we obey. Lastly, obedience has to be learned. Learning how to be obedient to God is not something that you'll be able to do overnight. It'll be a process that you will have to work on daily. First, you must set it as a goal in your Christian way of behavior. To learn obedience, you must know what is required, and that is knowing His Word. The only way that you can know His Word is through studying it daily. Studying the Word is not all that you must do. You must pray for guidance in your learning obedience also. Consequently, all of this must come honestly from the heart, out of love for God. Then you will receive God's reward for your obedience.